real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Tresla Gilbreth dated a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, and the defendant has twins by the same man. Tresla claims she became friends with the defendant and her children, and they were more like family. However, she's suing her today for the balance due on a loan. Defendant Trinell Lewis says she welcomed Tresla into her and her family's life, and she's been an integral part of their lives. However, Trinell says Tresla is suing for more than she's owed, and she's countersuing for harassment because Tresla threatened her at her job.
Start with you.
In 2001, my at that time boyfriend, Tyree, affiliated with the Wu-Tang at that time, asked me to go and introduce myself to find out if...
Where's he at now?
He is incarcerated.
That's what I thought. And then one of the others, old dirty bastard, he died?
Yeah.
Was it RZA? What is he doing?
He's doing some great television and film right now.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And Method Man and Red Man, those are my favorite guys.
They just finished a show.
Still touring? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. See, you don't think I know my hip-hop.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So at that time, 2001, he met Trinell, and he asked of me to go and find out if the children that she was indicating were indeed his. I met Trinell and the children, and indeed they were his children.
How many?
2 twins. And at that time, they were 4 years old. And from then to now, at 16, a 12-year relationship, a relationship like none other, was built and developed. And I consider her to be not only a family friend, but a sister.
Good.
Her children consider me their stepmother.
Good. It's like wife-in-laws. Okay.
I would say that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Funny.
You tell me a little background on this before we get to the loan.
Your Honor, at the end of the day, I wasn't raised with my biological mom, and my stepmother was fantastic. So when Tresla came into my life, I was 100% open because I know that stepmothers can be fantastic. So, you know, Tresla's right. She's been around. You know, I have no ill feelings to say nothing about Tresla until the last couple of months. We have not been getting along.
And is it about the lawsuit or the loan that she's suing you for?
It's about the lawsuit. You're right, Your Honor.
Let me allow her to tell me what happened.
In 2009, Trinell got a 3-day eviction notice. At that time, she exhausted all of her resources, and she came to me and asked me, was there a way that I could give her the money? I said, I have my car that I own, and I can take it to the car cash loan. Actually, I never even heard of it before, but that was a suggestion, and I said, sure, I'm willing to do it. So
Really?
It was on the merit.
You are a good wife-in-law.
It was on the merit. Wait.
ahead.
It was on the merit that she was going to be getting an inheritance. Her father had just passed. He was a jazz musician in New Orleans. It was going to be immediate money coming right back. That didn't happen.
How much did you loan her and when?
$3,000 in 2009.
And 9?
Yes.
All right.
March 27th, 2009.
And what has happened since that time?
In 2009, all the way up until 2010, there was no form of payment that was given back to me, or the loan was not paid off. But we have to understand that this was an interest loan, so the interest loan accrues every single day. You're paying interest. You never wind up paying the principal. So in 2010...
That's like one of those payday loans.
Exactly.
And what was the interest rate or the
about
amount?
15.5%.
Okay, that's probably 15% per what?
Day.
Ah, that's what we're talking.
So you're paying about $380 a month, a car note, yes. So in 2010, almost 2 years had went by, and there was still no complete money given back. My pink note, my pink slip hadn't gotten given back yet. So at that time, I had her sign a promissory note, which
good.
I have.
Let's see it.
The promissory note is not the original because I could not find it. It was a PDF for December 2010, and then I went to the the notary, where there is a copy of her signature and what it was for on the exact date, which was December the 10th.
Well, you explain your case so well, professional. So are you. Your girl a little fly there, but No, professional, just fly. That's all right. I like your style, too. All right. And you look like a church lady over there. Go ahead. You are, aren't you? See that? Go ahead.
Anyway, she got the loan for me, you know what I mean? And when she got the loan, she was right, no extra money didn't come the way, but every month I paid the loan and I paid half of her car insurance. So she said, Nell, she said, how about I do this promissory note because I really want this bill paid and you have your income tax come to my account. So I said, okay, and the income tax came in her account. It came in her account in April.
Nell got a 3-day eviction notice. At that time, she exhausted all of her resources and she came to me and asked me, was there a way that I could give her the money? I said, I have my car that I own and I can take it to the car cash loan. So
Really?
It was on the merit.
You are a good wife-in-law.
It was on the merit. Wait.
Plaintiff Tresla Gilbreth is suing her former friend, who claims Tresla threatened her at her job.
Go ahead.
So the income tax was for $2,818. Ms. Gilbreth gave me $2,000 in a cashier's check to pay the people and said, okay, now, you know, when you get ready to pay the rest of it, I'll give you the $800, $818. So I said, okay. So I paid the loan 2 more times. The loan was like $329 plus half of her insurance. I paid it for April and then May, then June. After that, Tresla calls me and say, Nell, you don't have to pay the loan until October 16. We're good. So I said, okay. So after that, October 16 comes, she calls me with the lady on the phone. She tells me that the loan has accrued $1,650 interest, and you need to pay it. And I said, well, what about the $800? She said, well, after you come up with the $2,200, then I'll pay you the $800. And I said, no, the $800 went in your account for the loan. I said, what you do with it? She said, I had an emergency. You know, that's just what it is.
Let me just ask you, what is the balance on the loan?
With interest, it was $2,200 by October 16th.
Of what year?
2011.
All right, and it hasn't been paid, so that means it's a lot more.
Well, it is a lot more, but at the end of the day, I paid up until maybe April or
Yeah,
something.
but you're supposed to pay up until it's paid off.
Well, the thing about it, Judge, she called me and said we don't have to pay the loan no more until October 16th.
You told her she didn't have to pay any more till October of 2012?
No.
All right.
Okay, that's a lie. I have a witness.
All right.
Can I bring my witness up? Because she told my witness.
Sure.
Kimberly?
She told you or the witness?
She told both of us.
No, I definitely
State your name.
did not talk to Kim
Ma'am?
Kim
about
is a
the
law
Ma'am?
enforcement.
So go right
Ma'am,
ahead.
state your name.
Kimberly Williams. Your Honor, I have a little sidebar before I give my testimony. I wanted to let you know, 10 years ago, I met you at a book signing for your Inner City Miracle book.
Okay.
And as a single mother, this book helped me and my son. 10 years ago, we used to read this book every night, as
Really?
well as I work with youth at risk, and I've used this book for programming. So thank you for sharing your story with the
Good.
world.
All right. Hold it up so people can still buy it.
Show where you signed it.
Came out 10 years ago, y'all.
There's your signing.
Inner City Miracle.
Yes.
Helps single mothers and it helps street youth who are trying to overcome their problems. Go ahead.
Okay.
So let's get to this lie, one of y'all.
Yes,
No, not you. Not you. I'm saying no,
because
somebody.
I'm the church lady.
Somebody. You church lady. I know you don't lie. Go ahead.
I used to be the fly girl,
What
but I
church
guess I'm
do
the
you
church
go
lady.
to?
Resurrection Church in Carson, California. Pastor Joe Robinson.
All right. So what do you know about when the balance was due and when she said it was due?
Well, what I do know is, in October, Trinell called me a little after my birthday, but she said she was upset and she was embarrassed because the money that she had deposited in Tresla's account, when her tax return came, that Tresla did not put all of the money on the loan. Tresla told her that she didn't have to
All
pay
right. Thank
anymore.
you. You want to come up, back up?
That's incorrect information.
So you're saying you do owe, but the balance is not due yet?
No, what I'm saying is when I got my income tax electronically in Tresla's account, right?
And I do have that.
I paid $2,000. The bill was at that time the bill was like $3,000. I paid $2,000. $2,800 went in her account. She called me in June.
I heard all that. What amount do you believe you owe?
If she would have applied that money to the account,
all
$500.
right, let's get to your counterclaim because you can't give me an answer. I keep asking you, what is the total amount you believe you owe?
$500.
You said you believe you owe.
I believe that I owed $500 then, Your Honor.
Okay, then let's get to your counterclaim. I'll keep talking about now. $2,500 for harassment. Why does she owe you that?
Because she came up to my job. She threatened to fight me. You know what I mean? She called my friends and my family members.
Okay, let's
Ma'am,
go
did
back.
you go up to her job?
First and foremost, why did I go to your job?
Can you answer his question?
Now answer my question.
Oh, yes.
Right on.
Did I go to her job? Yes, sir.
Why?
Her children lived in my home for 3 months, January, February, and March of this year.
Don't you think you jeopardized her job or her reputation
no,
on the job?
Go in. I did not go in. I was
Your Honor,
parked
she
and
called.
Quiet. Pardon me?
I was parked and I was on my cell phone on the premises of the job.
You never went in? No one knew you were out there?
Absolutely not.
Did she come in?
No, she was in the parking lot.
Did anyone know she was out there?
Yeah, my charge nurse knew that she
How?
Because she called and said, have Trinell come outside.
Well, she said that to the nurse?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I said, can I speak with Trinell and let her know her sister is outside? Those are the words.
Have her come outside. She said, have her come outside.
That's not something that would damage your reputation
Not
at work, ma'am. All right, I'm going to grant your judgment, $3,075. She was inconsistent and unsure about the amount and when it was owed, and I'm going to dismiss your claim for harassment because she called. She could have been calling from home. She just happened to be in the parking lot and calling. Nonetheless, that's all she did. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Have a good day.
Love is love. There's always going to be the love. The children, you don't have a 12-year relationship without it being love, period. I love her. I love her children. We learn through mistakes. That's all.
I'm done. I'm basically done. Love is love, but, you know, I'm just done.